lot of things to throw into that Chronosphere. Not to mention the Ice Vortex to increase the damage that's being dealt out by all those guys. This feels like it could be quite a strong strat.
Could still do.
Seems like it could be cool. They did that, well, and this was the amazing game that we saw earlier from them as well, was when it was dogfights that ended up getting switched into a position for Weaver.
Nope.
And it is going to be in July playing the Doom as well, unless we see something very strange happen. So we are waiting for a Cicada hero. Unless it's Invoker last, which also would be weird, so I don't think it's in. And also, Spell Steal is pretty high tier as well.
Yeah, boat's actually very easy. Because the normal way you catch a combo is X Torrent boat. So you might need to switch it to like X boat. So much magic damage now. Wow. Lina, one of the better mids I would say to pair with Faces for longest range.
10 seconds remaining.
Techie's a sniper.
And also, I mean, it has sort of fallen off a lot in terms of the pick rates. I feel like there's been a lot of times where it would have, in the qualifiers, been like a Lina every time that got taken, but instead now sometimes it's a Quap, or maybe occasionally something like a... God, what was it earlier today where I thought it was going to be like the perfect Lina game, but they ended up going Death Prophet instead? I don't know. Do you think that there's been like sufficient nerfs to Lina where she's sort of been pulled back in her pick rate, or why do you think we've been seeing her less?
She got her laning phase got nerfed with that Dragon Slave. I think that hurt pretty badly. Because 4-1-1 was always the build. Now maxing Dragon Slave doesn't give you. And also, we've just been seeing a lot of heroes in mid lane. So the straight one-on-one matchup, Lina versus whomever, isn't necessarily as Lina favored because it's Lina +1. But like Storm +1, and you don't get that one-on-one interaction like you used to.
Okay, that's fair. And well, I'm kind of curious to see. This feels like it'd probably be an odd Jit Faceless Void. I guess that they could still run something else, but we'll see now, as it's a Terrorblade last pick, so it is going to instead be an Ohio Faceless Void.
Terrorblade? He seems wildly out of place again. I think Invoker doesn't look that bad here.
The other traditional counter was like a Tinker. Do you like that at all? I don't think
fine too.
Cicada plays it that much, but
5 seconds remaining.
still 25 seconds, or rather 32 seconds left.
Reminds me of like the Cloud9 pick of Terrorblade. It's like not versus that much physical damage. Like you can get doomed. Lich Chainfrost owns you. A Weaver you don't like match up that well versus, even if you sunder him. Here, but I guess he has a rain, quote unquote rain 1 position that can attack inside a Chronosphere. But there's plenty of others. There's like Luna and Gyro, I think in particular, that do very well, dumping damage inside Venomancer, inside base Veno, also Venomancer.
Yeah, and now with Cicada coming up, this is a lot of magical damage that can cause a lot of issues, and I don't really foresee Ajit having a great time. But again, I guess it all comes back to Ohio. You know, he's standing in the middle of all his team right here, looking like a badass, wants to play down some good old Chronospheres and kill some fools. What do you think? Is this going to be a strong enough draft here for them, or do you think IGV have the edge?
They have the team fight at Faces Void Ults, Ancient Apparition. I think a lot of it has to do with Rubik stealing spells, and we say that a lot. It's like, okay, he theoretically should never be able to. You time walk in, you chrono, and then you immediately cast your time dilation. But as we've seen, it rarely works out in practice, and good Rubiks can steal even from good faces. If he steals Chronosphere, if he steals Ice Blast, if he steals Boat, I could see IG Vitality having the edge, especially with Paparazzi seemingly going to be able to have it for.
Alright, well, game number 1 ready to come underway. It is, of course, going to be IGV facing off against Fnatic. We'll see if they're going to be able to make the moves that they need to take the win. Roche kill. There.
I'm going all IGV here.
All right, you believe in IGV. I'll do the same then.
A team that's 6-6 or 1-11. I think IGV's lineup is slightly worse though. A lot of it depends on how Doom is. In July, not as volatile as Inflame, but still
Yeah.
has the potential and the propensity. That's okay. Get the plus 80 Devour Gold.
I remember a story from back in the day where in July was playing like
Oh,
a
yeah.
Darkseer or something.
That is one of the this is one of my most memorable Dota casting moments of In July.
You want to talk about it at all? What happened?
Oh yeah, sure. In July was Darkseer, and this was when Tree was super popular, and he would just solo zone out offlaners. So he got Surge first, and tried to trade with a Tree, and then he didn't even. You know, normally when you trade, you just stand there and right click.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. He surged. He kept running down, and then he went back. He's like, wait, no, I can't go in anything. He's like, oh no, I can go back down. So he wasn't actually trading. He was just running back and forth. He surged. He just got punched by Tree 4 times.
God.
And I think he actually died because after the surge, he got leeched in and just died. Okay, so he's a level 1 Darkseer with surge that already died, and then he tried to jungle with the surge after that, and it was just awful. He did nothing for the first 20 minutes of the game. I think they just lost in 20 minutes. It was when Black was on Team CIS from China. He was dire. And I don't exactly remember who the Tree was, but he just completely made him erupt through the entire surge. Oh.
Well, how he's come from there. That's it's good to see that that's no.
Everyone has their off game. You can't judge.
Exactly. Well, and QO gonna start it off a little bit nice here and deal a couple right clicks off to the Ember. See how well he does on this one. Looks like it's going to be more damage coming in and dogfights. Doing it again. This guy is always about the courier snipes. He sniped a courier in 2/3 of the games that we've casted of him so far.
Wait, where was he?
He was here by the.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's so next level that did he anticipate them actually skirting the courier to the right?
I think so.
Okay, that's just way too next level.
Well, that's what he likes to do. He did it earlier on the support Weaver that they ran, and it ended up winning them the game. That being said, it does come at the cost of, right now, Fnatic winning out in the lanes. They are kind of doing a really good job of it. 5-2 on the Lina, and top here in July trying to mess with Febby, but they have the cold feet. They had the Torrent to connect, and in July going to be contained and most likely killed off, maybe possibly slowed, and yeah, Febby draws first blood.
Don't mess with the level 1 Terrorblade who has meta up.
He is a big bad guy. It's lots of damage.
Wait, how did Doom already get boots? He has boots and port. He's actually pretty rich. I think he ate a big creep or something, and that gave him enough gold. Actually, pretty good.
Okay. Respect that. Now he's back. Huh. What do you think of the other game that we saw Envy play it? He took the Terrorblade, basically the 0-4-4 build.
The Envy's better. You know you can gank him by level 8 because he has no Sunder. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. Do you like the reflection in this, though?
It helps with that. I think it's particularly useful for heroes that actually right-click. They're heroes... You want reflection versus heroes where the steroid is a passive that transfers to. So, example, not Geminate attack on
Right.
Reaper. And Ember's right-click steroid is Sleight of Fist, which you don't get from Illusion. So, reflection, I would not max this game over. Versus heroes like Juggernaut, it's incredibly good against. You get the crit, and Juggernaut hits pretty hard and is a little bit squishy. So the reflection is very good versus heroes like that. Very good versus heroes that have a lot of orb effects too, like Omni Knight, hitting himself with Degen Aura and Orb of Venom. So reflection is definitely a situation.
Okay.
I also don't think you can really go wrong with the 0-4-4. It helps you farm a lot.
And obviously helped him out a little bit there, being able to, push back the rest of IGV. We did see in July go for a little bit of a walk in the jungle, and he was able to pick up the Wild Wing Ripper. So the toughness aura, giving him a little bit of extra armor against this lineup that can Pretty frustrating.
And he's gonna have frost armor. Frost armor plus
Got all armor in the world. Happy as a clam.
have fun, Terrorblade.
In the meantime, DJ can sit mid. He's only level 2, but can go and try and steal away a couple of the runes. Sakata is going to move in. We'll see if DJ is able to hit some type of a Torrent or something. As QO is also there, they walk in the area to DD as well. They're able to take this. This is a lot of damage onto Sakata, and I do believe that he is dying. Nice
Perfect
pickup for
movement
QO.
by DJ. Sakata even scouted for that too. He went a little bit to the south to see if there was anything funky going on, but you don't know if the next level if he slight dodged it.
Oh, there it is.
But he had no vision.
Speaking of Torrents, that one a little bit off the mark by DJ. And in July with Frost Armor, I know he's sitting on 7 armor. He's not afraid to just run at these guys, at least a little bit.
He can run at them a lot of it.
Sakata, another catch here. Pulling him back in, want to hit the chains. Looks to be able to do it, and QO going to drop. Dogfight's picking that one up. Top lane in July gets the cold feet proc, and the damage coming in from Ajit almost enough to find the kill, but it's not quite. He is going to pop the salve now, and DJ, they're trying to take down Super. He's trying to kill off Febby and is going to be able to make that happen, but he pies in the process.
Still pretty good. This is a 2v3 lane. One of them is a Lich. What is going on?
QO just Lacuna Temper, and all right, that was just silly. Yeah, okay.
They had Remnant down. The hoof effective mid. It's kind of struggling.
5 minutes in, they're gonna push the Lina back down to the low ground, and Terrorblade looking to start to deal some damage to the tower, but in July will force it back again.
Fnatic's all about those taunts. DJ in Ohio constantly down.
Yeah, Dogfights was too, though. I think the Rubik taunt is amazing. Giddy up.
Yeah, that was good.
Moving in again, Ajit pressuring. July is going to be able to be that guardian at the tower to make sure nothing goes down. It's sort of this continued one-on-one matchup, though. Paparazzi versus Ohio. And it's come to the tune of 33-9 on the Weaver versus 20-3 on Ohio. Things going well there. Another catch. July in trouble. We get the clap as well, and they actually turn to fight this. They might be able to bring down Ajit. Does not have level 6, so there wasn't going to be a turnaround, and now DJ also in trouble. Right clicks from Dogfights. They are going to find that kill, and maybe 2 will be able to bring down Febby, but they don't have enough mana. Instead, they're just going to have to back out.
Doom with armor buffs. That's great. Yeah. It's ridiculous. The synergy. As a Doomy, you just want to be able to walk in. That's constantly what he's been doing. He's even been like Cold Feet, Torrented, Metamorphosis, and 3 heroes with Chilling Touch being on him. That's a lot of damage, and he absorbs all of it. No problem. Makes up for Sakata's poor landing phase.
Oh, and you see that in July also is almost, and there's a Satyr there if you wanted to go and pick it up in a second. Although, it might be worth it just to keep the Swiftness Aura. Hard to know.
It's good. The Swiftness, I would prefer the Thunderclap. 150 damage versus a weak hero like Terrorblade, very weak to magic damage. It's going to cause me.
QO and DJ moving down bottom. They want to try and put the hurt into Paparazzi. Does have stick charges for the time lapse, and they just walk right into him. Time lapse is away. X-Torrent is going to connect, but now Dogfights is there and is going to be able to find the stun onto Ohio, keeping him away. Weaver walks out, and even thinking about going back in. Paparazzi. All right, he tested the waters, but it was a little bit too hot for him.
Faces Void wasn't close. That's scared. Good. That was some crazy movement by him too in throwing Shikuchi. I didn't think he was going to be able to avoid the gank.
Look at Super. He's just like shadowing this Ajit Terrorblade. Does have level 6 also, so if him and Sakata happen to find him in the jungle, that will be a swift pick, sure.
And they have the Veil too. So even though Sakata wasn't doing that well in the mid lane, death-wise, he's 0-2, he still has more CS. I like Dogfight's movement. He's been exactly where he needs.
Finding that chicken a little bit earlier. I bet that's a big part of the reason why Doom was able to get those boots early.
Oh yeah, you're right, you're right.
Well, speaking of Doom, that is going to be a dead Ohio, and the glue and the catalyst that makes all of their team fight work is going to be ripped asunder by In July.
The thing about Dogfight's position here is it's extremely difficult to play a roaming support when you have a Lich, because the Lich doesn't move around with you. So you're just a solo support who has very little damage that has to try and salvage the other 2 lanes. And he kind of just completely ditched Cicada, just left him on his own and just constantly going in between mid and or top and bottom. And he has his arcane boots already, just because he's been at the exact right place, exact right time.
I mean, that's the thing, too, is that as the game goes on, he's even going to become better, I would imagine, because he can start building into survivability and mobility items also. We did see the Ember just root up QO, and even though there is the Laguna Blade that can come out from QO, he's not a very tanky guy yet. But where do you see IGV taking this momentum? Like, are they, when they start to get those level 6s up and online, needing to make things happen early, or with all the cores that they've got, you think they're just pretty happy with trading farm?
For IGV,
Yeah.
they're going to get their items soon. They have a Veil soon on Ember Spirit, they have the Lance soon on Weaver, so this is way different than like a, alternatively, very common builds, BOT's first on Ember, and Linken's first on Weaver. This is the complete opposite in terms of when they want to fight. They want to fight 10 to 20 minutes, let's say, instead of 20 to 30. So I think they can start fighting very, very soon. They have the Doom. He is going to have drums very soon too, so they're going to be quite strong and ready to run at Fnatic. They missed one chrono or mess up one chrono, and they could be losing 1 or 2 towers.
Oh, man, and just look at that. They brought in QO, they brought in DJ, they had Ohio already down here, and they wanted to try and find a pickoff onto the Weaver, but it's just not going to happen. And now, Dogfights has also been able to steal level 4 Time Walk, so that mobility is just built into his hero now.
Yeah, you can even steal Dragon Slave too from QO and then just immediately annihilate people with the Dragon Slave. So him having this much farm is a big deal. Oh my goodness, and he's able to just lift up and
oh my goodness, wow. They kill him off. I didn't even catch that one because in the meantime, In July was running at top lane Lich. He doesn't have any answer. Now they're going to be able to taste down DJ as well. I think he is dead. Dogfights with the double kill on top of it, and In July does indeed run them down up in the top lane. So, Ancient Apparition dead, Kunkka dead, QO dead. What the hell's going on?
what happened with Ajit? Or what happened with Cicada? How do you... to Terrorblade. He was in between the mid T1 and T2. I'm not sure what happened there, but on the bottom I did see what happened. He time walked into the Lina, dragged her into the tower, and destroyed her. Febby needs level 6. This Doom has to be addressed, and I think the best solution is Ice Blast.
And honestly, if Febby's not careful, you can just go for the ensnare and doom him. Like, I don't know what stops them from doing that, with the exception of like threat of TPs, but even that,
he doesn't have enough mana. It's 300.
Okay.
Now he got 300. And he probably wants to be able to cast Scorch Earth, but I think without Scorch Earth, this.
They're bringing in the rest of their cores though, and Super is there also. He's going to head away so he doesn't get the Cold Feet proc from him. Drops down a ward as well, and now Febby lifted up, fade bolted, and beaten in the head a few times before he eventually falls. And what are Fnatic really going to do? They brought in DJ and Ajit to the top lane, but they can't really take this fight.
Nope. Drum's ready. They're ready to fight. No Veil yet. Ember Spirit can pop through the side shot. Good.
Ohio is here, and he is over in the trees.
Oh my god, another lift of Dogfight.
He's just owning them, and now he stole boat. He's gonna be able to kill off everybody.
Ohio looking for a Chrono Spear on someone. There is no Lina to follow up, though. Lina is actually hitting a free tower in mid, unless Dogfight can be there to stop the push. Okay, Dogfights.
Dogfights is back.
After that last game, they reinvigorated.
Well,
I do like the phase boost pickup on Lich this game. It's helped them a lot to run out of cold feet, which is extremely important. You just need that short boost at the first move speed that Tranquil Boots isn't necessarily going to provide for you.
Paparazzi, in the meantime, he's been able to farm into a Dragon Lance for himself on top of Aquila. Raindrops there as well. could end up going down if he is not careful with his positioning, but Paparazzi has been so careful.
He also has strength treads, lance, stick, raindrops, and the strength talent. So with strength treads, he's 1500 plus HP fed these days.
I'm just going to try and take away, but it was never going to be enough. In the meantime, you can drop an X, you can place a ward. They did, I believe, scout it out as that range creep was chasing the Kunkka. Maybe not. I might not have been looking at that point, but it's the same situation we saw in the last game where the IGV just owned their jungle, and now Doomed, as Faceless Void tries to walk up, there's just no answer. They are getting completely dismantled.
It's not exactly what you want from a Terrorblade lineup. They aren't able to even come close to towers, and even if they were, easy anti-push with Rubik, Fade Bolt, and easy defense with the Frost Armor on the tower. So, I mean, Dogfight just right-click the mid tower. Doesn't really care. He's cool with that.
Look at that. Like, how long have these heroes been down here in the bottom lane? And, oh god, they're all TP'd in. Paparazzi looking to try and take this fight right at the start of it. They are going to be able to get the chains onto both of them. The Remnant forward. Oh my god, Fnatic! They're getting destroyed. IG Vitality, have mercy. But I don't believe they will. Did he X himself?
Going for an outplays, man.
All right.
X marks my corpse.
Yeah, this is... They're just getting outclassed. Maybe it might be just the draft, though, too. Do you think that the draft has a lot to do with it?
Their early game, surely. I think the Doom Lich lane had to be addressed a little bit better. I don't think Terrorblade's the best solution for that. I mean, QO won his lane.
Yeah.
QO killed Sakata twice. I think DJ had some successful units, but the Doom also just runs at the point. You don't really want to go on it. It looks like, oh my god, that bodes. And the Remnant to dodge the Sundercast. What? Oh wow, he's so bold. He's going for the 60 damage. Yeah, dog fights.
Of course he is. What else would he do? He always wants to kill people himself. He is...
Yeah, they're certainly getting on top of Rubik is just... I can't believe he... all his rotations were he hit level 6 before that push on bottom. The tower's still up, by the way, on bottom.
Yeah.
Thanks to dogfights being... Okay, QO will have Bloodstone soon. And then... He's pretty high level, so they can get some kills. The problem is he's just not good at killing a very high HP hero like Doom. He doesn't have the right-click damage to back it up at the moment. And Legit still needs time for farm.
Maybe this is the play, though. Dogfights and Super, if they end up being able to... No. Oh, God, no. Don't let it happen. No, Ohio. Oh, he does get the time walk off. Okay. Now he drops the Chronosphere. It's caught onto 3. It's pretty freaking good. Boat goes down. They take down Paparazzi. They take down Dogfights. It's a lot of damage. In July shows up. He's going to get X. The counter feed is coming out right now from IGV. They do miss the Torrent. They missed the Light Strike right, but I think it's still enough to kill off In July. Super slowed down. He actually kills off Ohio. In July does it with the passive damage, and now Ember coming back in as well. He wants to fight some more. Can they kill off that Lich? They will. But that's going to probably be the extent of it. Still a great combo together for Fnatic.
Great chrono. Oof. I don't know if they got unlucky with like one of the bounces, but they just had not enough damage to be able to burst them down. In that situation, I'm not actually sure what the best like sequence of events. You actually wait to lift them up. Like maybe if they waited like 1 second to lift them up, like after the Chain Frost hits for a little bit, they could have killed him. He was probably at about 10%.
Yeah. I mean, it's always a little bit scary because if he time walks immediately, and he would know they're casting it because of that stun on cast, but that's tough. We do have another setup here. DJ as well as Febby with Torrent, Boat, as well as the Ice Blast. It might be enough. Kill off this Weaver. It's also still so scary for them. Sakata.
Gets first on. Oh, wow. He can potentially make big plays. Blocking a Sunder could win them the team. Blocking Luna also, but although I think blocking Sunder is probably way bigger.
I mean, that's that like sort of last result that could just turn it so intensely for Fnatic. But it looks like IGV, they're taking the safer path now. I think that part of the reason that they got caught out that much was they're getting maybe a bit cocky about their play and punished for it. Likewise, though, Ohio is here in 15 seconds till a Chronosphere.
In July's being super waiting for bite.
Still a lot of room left to grow on these IGV heroes. I don't think that they have to push this tier 2 tower bottom. Do you think you just wait for that next round of items and then maybe go for like a Roche play, or maybe pick off lineup with like the Shadow Blade that's on Doom now?
Yeah, I think you have your Doom out on the forefront. The problem with them last fight is that they had their weak heroes start off the fight and they all got Chrono. You want your Doom to be up in front. Identify the Void. Void has a time lapse away, or else he's going to get to, or you force him to Chrono. He should not perish, I think, because of the Frost armor and how farmed he is.
Fnatic getting a little bit lucky there. They are still going to siege it though, and they can go in for the Shadow Blade, the lift, long range. They caught him there for the moment. Damage coming out, and that will be a dead Terror Blade. Ice Blast connected onto Injuly, but there's no follow-up at all.
Another Time Walk by Rubik. He's had the spell very often, and it's working better than a Blink. Or not as good, but in lieu of a Blink this early in the game.
Yeah, it always catches them off guard, because normally like you have that expectation of how far you can play forward, but gets thrown off by that. Well, we also see the Centaur Stomp picked up by Injuly, so now he has a 2-second stun on top of the Doom available. 20 minutes in, 17-8. It's a 6,000 net worth lead, and Cicada still not quite at that Lincoln Sphere. Do you like the play of Fnatic trying to like find these pickoffs? Is there anything else that they can really be doing?
I don't think they can find a 5-5 now. IG Vitality are not. In July, it's like going for a kill. Someone that is so close.
Yeah, and there's the Time Walk, the pull back in again. They hoof stomp it out, and he's dead before he even wakes up from his stun.
It's Time Walk.
Just completely owning them. And he went drums too, so he's like really tanky, 1100 HP.
And he's gonna have Blink. Time Walk. Start stealing different spells. Ohio in position for someone to TP in, but I don't think they do. Or will they? Rubik.
And is that really who they want to commit all this on? I guess he's 6-1 and 6, and they're gonna solo chrono the Rubik, and he will die. But I mean, I don't know. Because now you can't fight for a while. Chronosphere is on cooldown, and Paparazzi almost able to. I guess he doesn't have any catch for Ohio, but they'll keep the tower alive. I don't know. Would you chrono that?
Might as well. Well, what happens if you don't chrono it? Then you just give up.
Look at what Cicada can do now, though. Oh Lord. Bottom lane, they do catch out another one. So Paparazzi actually going down there. That is big.
Yep, they caught him out with the Torrent. Look at that setup that they have there. He's being super patient, going for 2 pretty big kills. Stopped the dogfights before he has Blink. He lost 300 gold there. Weaver lost similar amounts. He was so close to his Lincolns. Yeah, they got caught out by a Torrent. Well played.
Well, Fnatic starting to pull things back together for themselves. And it does feel like it's at least a little bit of a change into their favor, certainly. I mean, as far as building upon that, you're going to most likely keep on going for pickoffs whenever you get an opportunity to. He actually ends up going back for the Hood DJ. He's trying to build defensively for the rest of his team.
Pipe's going to go a long way. They have a lot of magic damage. Pretty much that's not magic damage against a slight, which doesn't hit very. Who also doesn't hit very. No diffusal or desolate.
Kind of just like watching the map movements here. Fnatic have to stay together so much, and likewise IGV are doing the same thing. They tried to find somebody with a smoke pickoff.
They have 2 Shadow Blades. I think this could be very problematic. Oh, unless Ohio gets doomed right there. Oh, God.
Yeah, that really hurts. He didn't have enough mana for the stop afterwards, and actually they are going to be able to find the Doom. Ice Blast coming in as well, but can they do anything after the fact? There's a lot of damage already dealt as Doom is dead, and they're able to get over there to the side, but now the Chain Frost bouncing around a little bit between DJ, between the rest of Fnatic. Febby starting to fall as well, and Dogfight's trying to deal the damage that he can. Ember thought about going in, and they do end up chronoing, catching the Lich and also catching the Rubik. This is a lot of damage. And with time dilation there, he doesn't manage to get the time walk off, so they lose Lina and AA, but get a whole lot more in return.
Their teammates just did. Good catch with the chrono, but unfortunately his team wasn't even close by. He just shrined up. That Chain Frost though. Wow, I think like 6 of the bounces connected on heroes, if not more.
With all those illusions, not super likely to happen. I mean, it still didn't end up being enough, though. So what was it, the main thing that just went wrong there? Like, just Injuly fighting without the rest of his team, or?
Yeah, his team just wasn't in position. He could have perhaps waited a tiny bit longer for... the thing about Ohio, he was also running away from his team, unbeknownst to Injuly. But if he were further away from the shrine, maybe it would have been a better fight. But I think he expected them to be up to T3, so he wanted to jump on the home.
Looks like they'll be able to find that out and take it down now. Looks like Roche is the call, though. No Deso, but Paparazzi does have a Lincoln Sphere. In the meantime, Fnatic are going to try and split push and push down this bottom lane.
Ice Plus hits, but Lina shows in the mid lane. She does have a Shadow Blade. They only have, actually, they have 2 seconds up. They should be pretty good, but no Ob Sport over there, so no idea where they are coming from. Looks like Fnatic are actually going to go the super long way around and set up for bottom for going. And now IG Vitality will be like, well, they Ice Blasted us. They know we're in here, but no one is around. So where are they? Looks like Lich may get a free pick off here. Unless he misses the stun.
Yeah, just a little bit off the mark. So QO not able to find that kill. And another Ice Blast. Did that connect? Just a little bit off, yeah. Never expect a Lich phase boost.
Paid off on the
Yeah.
2 important situations.
Worth mentioning now that Injuly has been able to finish off his BKB. Things will become less of an issue for him, and he quite going to run into Ohio, who's Shadow Bladed here, just to make sure that he can get out okay. Doom also looking for a potential pickoff with Cicada. They might run into this Faceless Void, who just right now wears off a Shadow Blade, and Cicada going to TP home.
I'm still not sure if this Lincoln for Spirit. You don't farm as quickly as if you had the Maelstrom, and unless you really block like a Luna or a Sunder, I would prefer, because they need some damage to deal with the Terror. I think they actually have slight damage issues because there's a Lincoln Sphere on Weaver, not the offensive one, and Doom going for more initiation items instead of damage. Like Vlad's, I think, would make damage item for the entire team.
Well, and I guess the thing that I'm looking at too is like it is like these main big 2 heroes in Lina and Terrorblade that have a pretty substantial net worth for themselves and actually are ahead of the other cores of IGV. The difference maker is really like this Rubik having a lot of farm for himself in comparison to the other heroes from Fnatic who are lacking, specifically the Ancient Apparition.
Cicada has Aegis, so he can afford to be out in front. I don't know how they're gonna be able to like get vision on the backlines though. I think that's a big problem in these fights. 2 Shadow Blade heroes running around. Who's gonna spot him out? Who's gonna be able to drop wards in the forefront? Oh wait, never mind himself. Doom has. Just important, very important pickup right here. Or else I think Fnatic would be able to get a jump in like 3 or 4 consecutive team fights, and then they buy gem and then they don't. Got it out. Ohio's like, I don't really want to do this.
Well, they find it there, and that might be more than enough. Oh no, he's gonna remnant away! They do get the Ice Blast out onto him. That might be enough damage, and looks like he's gonna be able to live through it at least for the moment, and everybody TPing out from Fnatic, so...
He also remnant dodged the X.
That was pretty good. He's a pretty good player at Dota. Thankfully, they did not drop a Chronosphere for that by Ohio. mean, I guess it's sort of questionable if it's thankfully since they didn't kill him, but they do have it now for the next round of engagements.
And the Lincolns blocked the Laguna. Hopefully. Oh, Paparazzi and In July run into Febby, but no.
Oh, there's dogfights. Alright, well, they find the rest of them, and now dogfights has Icy Vortex. Not the biggest steal in the
Does
world.
he get increased movement speed from it?
Let's see if he tests it right now. Yeah, it looks like he does. Nice. Not as good of an initiation as Time Walk, but
Yeah, it's pretty.
Fnatic.
I also think they need a Glimmer Cape. Glimmer Cape versus like Boat, AA, Ice Blast, Lina, Burst. Pretty good, I would say. Pretty good.
And specifically, since they're always going to have the Chronosphere there, need to be able to have something to turn it back around. In July, looking for anybody, but Ohio is over here and just going to TP back home before things get too scary. Diffusal Blade coming up for the Weaver now, level 18 for himself, and getting close to that next level of talents. It does feel like IGV has kind of been pulled around the map, though, and not really capable of, like, I guess, keeping the lanes pushed out while simultaneously taking objectives.
It's a fair assessment. Yeah, a lot of it's because of the Shadow Blades. They don't want to split up because they have a chance of losing the gem that way, and they also can just get solo pick off by the Lina right now. Looks like BKB's coming out soon.
Speaking of gem, In July pops the BKB, turns and hits it off. That's not going to be a Chronosphere there, but they do get the boat out at the very least, and damage being dealt out. In July is actually already down, so the gem is down on the ground as well. Sakata picked up the Invis rune. He is going to be able to walk away for the moment, but they want to walk in even further. Dogfights gets the lift up, stuns the Lina as well with the land of the telekinesis, but can't Paparazzi live? He's going to be able to Sakuchi away. Go for the time lapse. So he's at very low HP, and Super is also dead, but Sakata doing so much damage with the Remnant forward. Ajit and QO, the only ones that are left alive at this point. Can they do enough? Ajit still has Sunder available. Dogfights is going to die. They're making this work. Paparazzi needs to run away. Terrorblade. Very hard to deal with, but they have found the Lina. He had the gem that he picked back up. Can they catch out QO? Can they kill him off? He does with that slight, but Ajit still very, very tanky, and he had already killed off the Weaver. So Sakata's going to be forced to run.
Paparazzi didn't use time lapse the whole fight. I don't think he expected the Terrorblade to pick up the gem, but Doom did get blown up as soon as he went into the fight. Did not have enough armor. I don't know if he had frost armor going into the fight, but it looked like he got ice blasted and demolished. That was a good initiation. That's a great initiation. You doomed the faces went and killed him at the start of the fight, but they were fighting right on top of him.
The classic. How many times have we seen teams like take that fight on the Shrine because it's like the perfect initiation, but then things don't quite go right?
I think even with the Shrine, if you like get a good chains into chain frost, I think it was just the Weaver was way too low the entire fight, and also they didn't have the items to clear the illusions. You need to clear those illusions ASAP, so that your support is just.
Is that sort of Sakata as well? Like he has the Maelstrom now, but not a ton of damage if he doesn't like fully commit remnants and everything else. Does he need to get bigger?
I think there's like, I don't think he, obviously he needs to get bigger, but I think the way they approach the fight is different too. Sakata has the bob and weave strategy in the team fights, like just pick off people with slight chains on the sideline in team fights, and then wait for a good opportunity to rep.
Ice Blast, though, a little bit off the mark. We'll see if they can still kill him off in time. Indeed, they will be able to. That is a big one as well. Super in trouble. They do end up blocking the Ice Blast. It's too much damage coming out, though, and that's actually going to be 40 seconds with no Lich, but more importantly, 70 seconds with no Ember Spirit. Fnatic looking to try and push for high ground.
Yeah, he didn't go for the 10 armor on the Ember Spirit. It's got chewed up by the Terrorblade.
Dogfights gets the lift. They actually find the Doom, and Ohio running in, wanting to try and mix it up a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough there, as it does look like the Terrorblade is going to fall. Ajit dead. Doom saving a life yet again, and Paparazzi, does he dare walk up high ground? It's still 60 seconds before a chrono, and Dogfights just runs into everybody. He finds QO in Ohio. He starts to fall. In July's dead too. Paparazzi gets bashed as he runs through, and the boat coming out as well. Is it going to be a time they find another bash and a kill? Fnatic somehow, some way pull it back from the jaws of defeat.
A little speechless right now. IG. That was a great initiation. 3 on 5, they killed the Terrorblade. That's amazing. And then they just threw it all away by running in there, and they didn't even make it up the hill before they all got slaughtered.
I love the like jump forward into dust and oh my god, they're all here. But I mean, sometimes these things happen, and they're gonna pull him back again. The Chain Frost bounce in Ohio trying to run. That was a lot of damage, but he's still not dead. And QO BKB'd. Ohio just walks away.
Where did Gem at? Oh, okay. They walk away with their spoils, T3 tower. Paparazzi, I don't think has been getting that much damage out from the team fights. He is constantly getting caught out, even with this like this defensive build. There's a lot of AoE spells that the Lincoln doesn't actually help against. Lina combo, Faces Void Chronosphere, Kunkka, Boat, Torrent. He's been hitting that a lot on the Paparazzi, and he's been dying in that 3-4 second window.
Yeah, and he went for a lot of the survivability talents, but not all of them. He didn't go for the 200 health, went 15 agility instead.
I think it's a lot because of the Link. I think the Link doesn't actually do that much. It blocked one, like between Ember and the Weaver, I'd say it blocked one Laguna. Whereas like they're having damage issues where the Weaver isn't able to kill the Terrorblade illusions, and they're having survivability issues. Like no armor, for example. He could have had a Shiva's, let's say, instead of the Lincoln Spear on the Ember Spirit, and they aren't able to tank up against this Terrorblade, who's been AFK farming in the jungle for quite some time. Number 1 on net worth. Go Ajit.
18,000 finally has some money after a very, I'm sure, frustrating group stage for him over the past couple of days. QO on the hunt. Know that he likes to go far, and Sakata just barely off the mark, blocks the Laguna as well. Now without Laguna, maybe they can find another fight. The big Chronosphere, it caught the Weaver off to the side as well. Already in July is dead. Can they kill a Paparazzi in time? Time left, trying to run away. He gets the Sakuchi also out of there. But Ohio is still chasing. All the damage coming. Paparazzi in trouble. Is going to be able to run away though. They managed to make that jump. They find the catch onto Dogfights though, and managed to X Ohio to try and actually, X Dogfights and pull him back in. He time walks to the high ground. Blinks over to the side. Dogfights put in on a clinic, but I don't know if it's going to be enough in the end as they run him down, kill him off, and again looking to take down buildings.
Ohio with another great Chronosphere to able to pop his beekeeping in time. Gets owned at the start of the fight, and I thought that IG Vitality would have been jumping in the team fight, but now that they lost a gem a long time ago on the Doom, they're having a really tough time catching out the Faces Void and the Lina.
And it's just like that was even a completely botched initiation by Fnatic. Like he misses the Light Strike array, the Laguna Blade hits the Lincoln Sphere, and still they dominate the fight. I don't know what more you can really do at this point for IGV.
Way more armor. Lina went for a Dezo because I don't think IGV itemized appropriately in this situation. Well, at least they can maybe get a Roche here. Paparazzi going for a Maelstrom, realizing Terrorblade. Yep, he's a problem.
This guy hits me really hard. So.
It's still no Glimmer Cape too. None of them have Glimmer Capes.
Looks like that's the next item after Force Staff or Lich.
Yeah, no Glimmer Capes and no armor items. And now you see them quickly. Oh my god, I need Shivas. In July going for Shivas. Ember Spirit going for Shivas. One of them needs AC. Usually it's Doom AC and then Ember. But, or Flats. Flats is also fine too.
Yeah, I mean, they've already both bought the recipe, though, so...
Yeah. It's not a big commitment to sell the recipe, though. I don't know if they, like... Having 2 is not that great. It is good AoE, I suppose, maybe, if you have enough AoE. If that... Ohio going for initiation. Sakata.
Found him. Can they get him? Sakata's there, the Chrono's down, and the Doom is going to come out. No way to save that Ember. A death is not an initiation. Get yourselves out of there. Laguna Blade comes out as well in July, trying to run away. Is it going to happen? They've got the bash onto dogfights as well. They are all falling apart. Oh god, IG Vitality crumbling under the pressure. There's nothing left of them here. They're trying to get up to the high ground. Ohio's gonna jump forward, he eats the cheese. Okay, a buyback from Ember. Maybe this is the initiation that they need. They're able to catch onto Ajit, blow him up before it comes out. Doom onto Lina. They've made the turnaround happen. DJ off to the east as well as Ohio to the west. They catch it, break that TP, and able to bring down that Faceless Void. Also the Kunkka going to fall. Triple kill for Paparazzi and a team wipe for IGV.
That was so important that Ember was able to get that triple remnant burst onto the territory. Holy cow. If he got Sunder off, I think it might have just been game over right there. My goodness. Clutch turnaround.
So great plays all around, but especially like whoever it was to call for that, yeah, Sakata buyback.
And Doom also very careful about his BKB. He didn't panic. He didn't pop it too early. He waited until they were lured into the fight and was actually able to get the Doom onto the Lina afterwards.
Hey, they have a Glimmer Cape. I don't know if it's going to be enough to keep Bevy alive, though. He does manage to find the Ice Blast. And it looks like, for the moment, IGV still trying to assault. Ohio jumps forward. No Chronosphere for 20. Still gets the bash onto In July. And QO taking the damage from Paparazzi. He needed those deeps, and now he's getting them. And now Ohio in trouble, going to fall as well. No buyback, 80 seconds. In July also going to die, though. Gem on the ground. Paparazzi does have space for it. Drops his boots, picks it up, runs away. And it looks like IGV gonna back, at least for the moment, after that.
I don't know the thing about Weaver. He didn't itemize against the time damage. Oh no, QO.
That Chain Frost is bouncing between him and DJ, and Ajit as well. Does QO get lucky? Does he actually survive that? Sakata just got destroyed! And throw to throw to throw, and now it's 110 seconds without an Ember. Ben, what's happening?
Boat saved QO.
Yeah.
They just had a lot of confusion as to how to pick up that gem. Like Lich kind of walked up there, and then they were in this really awkward position. They saw a good point for Nico, basically Void getting picked off. It's a pretty good sign.
Fnatic certainly never fail to entertain. That is for sure. Oh, this team is great to watch.
Okay, can they push without Sakata? Faces Void, try and still up, can TP in and provide reinforcement to the Chronosphere.
They do still have the Aegis on the Weaver as well. Paparazzi level 25, so has that Sakuchi talent. And looks like for now, Fnatic more content with pushing tier 2. Trying to pressure for high ground, at least yet. They still have 50 seconds, and they know that there's no buyback on Ember.
Yeah, now they've already taken out both shrines. But they know Ember doesn't have buyback.
Yeah.
How long is it until the Aegis expires? 1 minute. Just a little bit after he spawns. Maybe not the best time. The fake back, smoke in. Terribly lose that, which is where he is. Might be aware, maybe not. It might have looked like it just appeared out of the fog, so they are still going to.
Fnatic just looking for any opening. A Chronosphere landed at this late stage of the game could make all the difference. But with 15 seconds before Ember is up, it looks like Fnatic not going to pull the trigger. Wait for that next item. Ajit has a Scotty in his backpack. Time to pull that guy out. Wait, he canceled his TP though. What?
I think he
Oh my god, they caught QO, they doomed him. He just goes down, and the rest of Fnatic are coming in, and Ohio is the first one there. Does he end up doing it? He doesn't even throw out the Chronosphere. He can't find anybody. Damage is coming in. QO is back up. DJ trying to stay alive here as well. They have the boat on top of all of them. July needing to run away now. And with the X onto Super, they've been able to at least pull back and kill that Lich. Also, the Rubik's starting to fall down low, and he is going to die as well. Up here in the north, the rest of IGV in trouble. In July, going to be brought down as well. So 3 dead for IGV, and they chrono the Ember as well. They caught him. They know that this is going to be no buyback, and he doesn't have a way out of here, I do not believe. Trying to Remnant, trying to juke, trying to jive. But that is 4 dead, and Weaver's going to push, but I think Fnatic are going to push harder.
Are they going to get there before this is... They are good. Wow, Ember Spirit still does not have his Shivas.
Ooh, and he had to buy back too. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Died, buy back, died, died.
Die. Poor Sakata. He can feel for the guy for sure. So buyback status. The only heroes in the game with it right now is Weaver and the Terrorblade. They have great outpush and outspam on IGV. They might even need to think about like throwing the Chain Frost just to keep them off the towers. In Ohio, 40 seconds before Chrono.
Frost armor is good enough.
This is going to be our third 70-minute plus game of the day.
Well on our way. No, can't push. Frost armor's too strong, man.
Wow. Well, let's take a look at some more of these talents. We do have the 120 GPM on the Kunkka, which is quite good. Are there any other GPM talents that are really important to keep an eye on? I guess the Devour bonus gold.
AA has one. Rubik went to damage, probably regretting it now.
Yeah. Let's see. Lina, no. None of these other guys. So I guess probably just the AA and the Kunkka are the big ones. Oh, and Chrono, of course. Faceless Void, he does as well.
The thing about Chrono is that it can't actually tank. Doom's supposed to be their tankiest person, but he dies in AA Blast. Ember Spirit does not have enough armor. And it still hasn't completed sequence. It does not have the 10 armor down. Dies pretty easily to Lina and Terror.
Scanning Roche, still 15 seconds before it's possible for them to come back. And now the lane push with a QO, Xmark, and TP. It's a travel. They're all together. Ohio, he catches onto two. Oh no, and Lich actually walked into the Chrono. They are both gone. And another 100 seconds without the Ember. He's been dead more than he's been alive the last 7 minutes of this game, it feels like. Wow.
Ohio. Damn.
Who is this through the rest of the group stages? They're showing up.
Actually, Ajit actually had a, they created space for him in the mid game, which is pretty rare for Fnatic. And now he's huge. I think he has 15 kills. He has the majority of the damage in the mid-team fights, and these 2 Shadow Blades as well. I really do dislike these 2 Lincolns. The Weaver and the Zuko. I think they lack a lot of damage.
In July goes in to try and find that kill, and it's just not going to happen. The BKB came out from Paparazzi, but look at the damage. He just, even through the BKB, can't stand up to it. And all of the barracks now down, Mega Creeps online. Terrorblade does not care about being doomed. They are hitting tier 4s. Fnatic feeling good because they're able to pull together potentially at least one game out of this best of 2 series. Big stealing time walk. Ohio walks forward again. Time dilation. Paparazzi gets Laguna. Right clicks there. Time lapse back. Making whatever space he can. Might not be enough in the end, as they will finally track him down, take him off, buy back again from the Weaver, doing whatever he can to keep them off of their tail, but QO with the eyes on the prize, focus on the Ancient, will finally take it down, and Fnatic will take game number 1.
Close. IG Vitality, a couple of flubs in the mid game, losing the gem, fighting on the Shrine, just not the cleanest team fights from them. Sakata just dying unnecessarily large amounts, despite going into a very defensive build, died a couple times in lane due to DJ. Well played, DJ.
Absolutely.
Ohio, I just totally carried them with the Chrono Spheres in the late game.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if they can put together something else like that, if Ajit's going to continue to get the farm, or if things